The bandage was white, medical grade, fresh. Kang Min-jun noticed it at 11:47 p.m. Thursday in the basement office. He'd come to check inventory, a task he never delegated because men who delegated counting money ended up buried. Seo Yuri stood near the filing cabinet, sorting receipts. 14 months she'd worked at the diamond room. Quiet, punctual, invisible through competence. But the bandage made her visible. It wrapped from her thumb to her wrist, edges fraying. She wore long sleeves despite July heat. Black cotton carefully chosen. Foundation too heavy for the dim lighting. Min-jun had seen 1,000 injuries in 34 years. He knew the difference between an accident and a message. This was fresh. Hid in. The kind someone wrapped themselves at 3 a.m. with shaking hands. Yuri C. Welcome to Windblow True Crime Story Channel. Big thanks to all my viewers and subscribers who are supporting. Always stay tuned for true crime update and don't forget to subscribe, he said, not looking up. Come here. She turned, face carefully blank, the expression of someone who'd learned to erase fear before it became readable. She crossed the room, stopped at his desk, kept her hands clasped, bandaged one hidden. Let me see your hand. Her jaw tightened. It's nothing. I burned it cooking. Let me see it. 3 seconds. The calculation happened behind her eyes. She extended her left hand. The fabric was clean, but rust-colored stains seeped through. Not burn, rust, blood rust. Min-jun reached forward slowly. His fingers brushed the bandage and she flinched. Full-body recoil she couldn't suppress. The kind that spoke of repeated impact. He withdrew. Who did this? I told you. The stove. I know what a burn looks like. And I know what happens when someone grabs your wrist hard enough to tear skin. Her face went pale. With respect, sir, it's a personal matter. In my office at 11:47 p.m., nothing is personal. Someone laughed upstairs, muffled by concrete. Everyone out, Min-jun said suddenly. The security guards disappeared. Now just the two of them. Sit down. She sat, hands in her lap, bandaged one covered. 14 months. Never late, never sick, never complained. That kind of reliability is valuable, which means I notice when something changes. Nothing has changed. 3 weeks ago, bruise on your cheekbone. You walked into a door. 2 months before, arm in a sling, subway stairs. 4 months ago, scarf in June covering your neck. He leaned forward. Who did this? Her hands shook. I can't talk about it. Can't or won't. Does it matter? It does to me. She looked at him then, really looked. Fear mixed with recognition. If I tell you, you'll do something. And if you do something, it'll get worse. It always gets worse. Min-jun sat back. Always? Always. The word hung between them. Go home, he said finally. Take tomorrow off. Paid. She blinked. What? It's not a request. She stood slowly, uncertain. Yuri, see. She stopped, turned. Whatever you think will happen if you tell me, you're right. Something will happen. But what's happening now? He gestured at her hand. That's already something, and it's getting worse. Her throat worked. You don't know that. I do. They stared at each other, two people in different cages, recognizing the bars. Then Yuri left. Min-jun sat alone, picked up his phone, dialed. Park, I need you to do something for me. What kind of something? The quiet kind. He glanced at her employee file. I want to know everything about the girl in accounting. Where she lives, who she lives with, who visits, everything. Time frame? 24 hours. He ended the call, stared at the closed door. The bandage was white, medical grade, fresh. And tomorrow, He'd know exactly whose hands had put it there.
The report arrived at 11:23 p.m. Friday. Min-jun sat in his apartment, scotch untouched, watching the city lights blur through rain-streaked windows. Park's envelope lay on the coffee table. He'd been staring at it for 7 minutes. He opened it. Name: Seo Yuri. Age: 26. Address: Apartment 3A, Yangcheongu. Employment: History: Convenience store, 8 months. Call center, 11 months. Restaurant, 6 months. Establishment closed. Diamond room, 14 months. Current. Family: father deceased, 2019, liver failure. Brother Seo Jin-woo, age 19, cerebral palsy, requires full-time care facility. Monthly expenses: 2,847,000 won. Rent: 650,000 won. Jin-woo's care facility: 1,950,000 won. Utilities, food, transportation. Monthly income: 2,830,000 won. Difference: 17,000 won deficit. Min-jun's jaw tightened. Yes, 17,000 won. The price of 2 meals. She was drowning in 17,000 won. He flipped the page. Security footage screenshots. 12 images spanning 14 months. Month 2. Yuri entering the club, collar pulled high. Faint bruising visible on neck when she turned. Month 5. Favoring left leg. Slight limp she tried to hide. Month 7. Sunglasses indoors. July. Not a fashion choice. Month 9. Right arm movement restricted. Kept it close to her body. Month 11. Long sleeves in summer. Again. Month 14. The bandage. The pattern wasn't random. It was accelerating. Park had attached a note. Ran facial recognition on building surveillance. 1 frequent visitor. Details on page 4. Min-jun turned the page. Name: Jung Tae-sung. Age: 31. Relationship: boyfriend. Cohabitating 18 months. Employment: unemployed, fired from logistics company 14 months ago. Criminal record: 2 arrests, assault. Charges dropped both times. Known associates: gambling circles, Sinpodong area debt status, 47 million won owed to multiple lenders. 47 million won. Min-jun read it again. The timeline clicked into place like a gun being loaded. Tae-sung lost his job 14 months ago. Same month, Yuri started at the Diamond Room. Same month, the bruises started. She wasn't just supporting her brother, she was supporting a man who owed 47 million won to people who broke bones as interest payments. Page 5 was worse. Bank records. Park had sources everywhere. Yuri's account showed direct deposits from the Diamond Room. Every 2 weeks, 1,415,000 won. And every 2 weeks, within 24 hours, 1 withdrawals. 650,000 won to rent. 1,950,000 won to the care facility. That left nothing. Less than nothing. But there were other withdrawals. Cash: 200,000 won. 350,000 won. 180,000 won. Irregular amounts, always within days of deposit. And transfers to an account under Jung Tae-sung's name. She was bleeding money into a man who was bleeding her. The final page was surveillance photos from yesterday. Thursday night, after she'd left the club. 11:58 p.m. Yuri entering her apartment building. Head down, shoulders hunched. 2:17 a.m. Tae-sung entering same building. Unsteady gait, drunk or high. 2:34 a.m. Apartment 3A, lights on. Shadows moving behind curtains. 2:41 a.m. Shadows stopping. 1 person on the ground. 6:15 this a.m. Yuri exiting building. New injury visible even in grainy footage. She'd gone to work anyway. Min-jun set down the report, picked up his phone. Park. Yes, sir. The man in the photos. Jung Tae-sung. I want to know where he goes. Who he sees? Every gambling den, every back alley card game, every loan shark he's into. Min-jun's voice was ice. And I want to know who holds his debt. How deep should I go? All the way down. Time frame? 48 hours. He hung up, looked at the photos again. The one where Yuri entered the building. You could see it in the way she walked. The bracing, the preparation for what waited upstairs. 18 months. She'd been doing this for 18 months. His phone buzzed. Security system alert. Diamond room, basement entrance. The timestamp read 11:47 p.m. Same time as last night. He pulled up the live feed. Yuri stood in the basement hallway outside the office door. She wasn't supposed to be there. She'd taken the day off, but there she was, standing motionless, staring at the door like it was a confessional. She raised her hand to knock, hesitated, lowered it, turned to leave. Then the basement door opened behind her. Tae-sung stumbled in, drunk, eyes wild and searching. He grabbed her arm, the bandaged one, and yanked her toward the stairs. She didn't scream, didn't resist, just went, like she'd done this 1,000 times before. Min-jun was already moving toward the door, car keys in hand, when his phone rang again. Park's voice was tight. "You said you wanted to know who holds Tae-sung's debt? Tell me." "It's the Sinpo crew, Kim's operation." Kim Jae-won. Rival organization. Vicious, expanding, always looking for leverage. "And there's something else," Park said. "Yeah, the debt isn't in Tae-sung's name." Min-jun stopped. "What?" "It's in the brother's name. Seo Jin-woo, the one in the care facility." The room tilted. "If Tae-sung disappears," Park continued, "the debt transfers. And they know exactly where to find a 19-year-old kid who can't run." Min-jun stood in his empty apartment, report in one hand, phone in the other. Now he understood why she wouldn't talk. It wasn't about her. It had never been about her. Min-jun's car idled across the street from the Youngcheon apartment building at 1:47 a.m. Saturday. He'd been sitting there for 2 hours, watching, waiting for something he couldn't name. The building was old. 12 stories, cracked concrete, laundry hanging from balconies like white flags of surrender. 3rd floor, 4th window from the left, apartment 3A. The lights had been off when he arrived. They came on at 2:03 a.m. He saw Tae-sung first, stumbling through the door, silhouette jerky with alcohol or rage or both. Yuri followed, smaller, slower. She closed the door behind them. For 3 minutes, nothing, then movement. Sharp, sudden. Tae-sung's shadow lunged. Yuri's disappeared from view. Down, Min-jun realized, on the floor. His hand moved to the door handle. Stopped. "If you do something, it'll get worse." Her words, not her warning. But watching was its own violence. The shadows moved again. Tae-sung pacing. Yuri rising slowly, one hand braced against the wall. She said something. Min-jun could see her shadow's mouth moving. Tae-sung's arm swung back. Min-jun's door was open before the blow landed. He crossed the street in 15 seconds. The building's main entrance was locked, but the lock was 30 years old and his lockpick kit was efficient. Inside smelled like kimchi and mildew and the particular desperation of people living paycheck to paycheck. 3rd floor, no elevator. He took stairs 2 at a time, silent despite his size. Apartment 3A's door was thin. He could hear everything. "Told you I don't have it!" Yuri's voice, strained but controlled, still trying to de-escalate. "Then get it!" Tae-sung, slurring. "Call your fucking boss." "Why, he's got money. I saw how he looked at you." "He's not going to..." Sound of impact. Body hitting wall. "You think I'm stupid? You think I don't see it?" Tae-sung's voice rose. "Rich bastard playing hero. You probably fuck him already, don't you? Is that why..." Min-jun knocked. Silence. Complete and immediate. He knocked again. 3 measured strikes. Footsteps. The door cracked open. Tae-sung's face appeared, flushed and sweating. "What?" Min-jun smiled. It didn't reach his eyes. "Wrong apartment. Sorry." He turned to leave. Heard the door start to close. Then Yuri's voice, barely audible. "Please don't." Min-jun stopped. Tae-sung's face reappeared. "She's talking to you, saying don't bother us. Right, baby?" Through the crack, Min-jun saw her, standing against the far wall, left arm cradled against her ribs, new blood seeping through the bandage on her hand. Her eyes met his. She shook her head. Microscopic. "Don't." "My mistake," Min-jun said quietly. To Tae-sung, "Have a good night." He walked away, down the stairs, out the building, back to his car. Sat there as the lights in 3A went dark. At 6:23 a.m., Yuri emerged. Different clothes, heavy makeup. She walked like every step hurt. She didn't look at his car, but he knew she'd seen it. Min-jun waited until she turned the corner, then he made a call. Park, change of plans. Sir? I want someone on Jung Tae-sung, every move, every location, every person he meets. Min-jun's voice was flat, emotionless, the tone that preceded bodies and rivers. And I want to know the exact terms of the debt. Who holds it? What happens if he dies? What happens if he disappears? Every contingency. You're thinking about... I'm not thinking. I'm planning. There's a difference. He ended the call, looked up at the apartment building. Behind the third-floor window, a shadow moved. Tae-sung, awake, watching the street. Min-jun started the engine, pulled away slowly, but he'd be back. Men like Tae-sung always made mistakes. Min-jun just had to wait for the right one. Park's second report arrived Monday morning. Min-jun read it in his office. Door locked, phone silenced. Debt structure. Seo Jin-woo principal. Amount 47 million won current balance. 73,500,000 won. Interest compounded monthly at 15%. Contract date. March 2023. 22 months ago. Collateral. Seo Jin-woo, guarantor. Seo Yuri, cosigner. Lender. Kim Jae-won's Sinpo crew. Payment schedule 850,000 won monthly, interest only. Payments made 18 of 22, 4 missed payments, 3,400,000 won in penalties. The next section made Min-jun's blood run cold. Contract terms, enforcement. Clause in the event of borrower default or death, debt transfers in full to guarantor. If guarantor is incapacitated or deceased, debt transfers to cosigner. If cosigner defaults, lender reserves right to claim guarantor's physical custody for debt recoupment through labor or organ forfeiture. Organ forfeiture. They'd written it in a contract, legal language for harvesting a disabled 19-year-old's organs. Min-jun set down the paper, picked up his phone, put it down, stood, sat, breathed. 17 years in this business. He'd seen worse, done worse, but this was different. This was mechanical, industrial. They'd turned human beings into collateral and suffering into a payment plan. Page 3 showed Tae-sung's gambling history. 12 different establishments. Average loss per session, 2,300,000 won. Frequency, 4 times weekly. He wasn't trying to win the money back. He was disappearing into the only place that made him feel like something other than a parasite. And Yuri was bleeding herself dry to keep him alive. Page 4 was surveillance from the past 72 hours. Saturday, 3:47 p.m., Tae-sung at illegal poker room, Sinpodong, lost 890,000 won. Saturday, 11:23 p.m., met with Kim's enforcer. Conversation lasted 4 minutes. Tae-sung's body language, pleading. Sunday, 2:15 a.m., return to apartment. Argument visible through windows. Sunday, 6:30 a.m., Yuri left for work. Visible injuries, split lip, favoring left side. Monday, 8:41 a.m., Tae-sung visited pawn shop. Sold woman's jewelry, likely Yuri's. Monday, 1:52 p.m., back at gambling den. The final page was a transcript. Park had planted a bug. Tae-sung. I need more time. 2 weeks. I can get it. Kim's enforcer. You've had 2 years. Kim's patience has limits. Tae-sung. The girl's working double shifts. She'll... Enforcer. The girl's bleeding from a dry well. Kim wants resolution. Tae-sung. What kind of resolution? Enforcer. The brother's in a facility. Easy access. Kim has buyers for kidneys. Type match already confirmed. Tae-sung. You can't... Enforcer. We can. Contract Section 7, Subsection C. You signed it. So, unless you produce 73,500,000 won by end of month, we take what we're owed. Tae-sung. End of month? That's 11 days. Enforcer. Then I suggest you motivate the girl to work harder. End of transcript. Min-jun sat in silence. 11 days. They'd given Yuri 11 days to produce an impossible amount or watch her brother get harvested like livestock. And she didn't know yet. His office door shook. Someone pounding. Min-jun opened it. Tae-sung stood there, wild-eyed, desperate. I need to see Yuri, now. She's working the floor. I don't give a fuck. Get her. Min-jun didn't move. You're not a member. You need to leave. Listen, rich boy. Tae-sung stepped forward. Mistake. That's my girlfriend. You don't own her. No, Min-jun said quietly. But I own this building, and you're trespassing. Security appeared. 2 men, twice Tae-sung's size. Tae-sung's face twisted. Tell her I came by. Tell her we need to talk. Tell her it's about Jin-woo. The name hit like a weapon. Deliberate. Cruel. Tell her yourself, Min-jun said. Outside. They escorted Tae-sung to the door. He went, but not before turning back. You think you're saving her? Tae-sung laughed, brittle and broken. You're just making it worse. Everything you do makes it worse. Then he was gone. Min-jun stood in the empty hallway. Yuri appeared from the main floor, face pale. She'd heard everything. He's right, she whispered. You're making it worse. I haven't done anything yet. Her eyes filled with something that looked like pity. That's the problem. She walked away. Min-jun watched her go. 11 days. He pulled out his phone, dialed. Park, I need 73,500,000 won in cash. Untraceable. When? Tomorrow. Sir, if you're planning, just get it. He hung up. Sometimes the only way to solve a problem was to buy it, but something in Yuri's eyes told him this problem couldn't be bought. Tae-sung showed up Wednesday night, 11:34 p.m., drunk again. Min-jun was reviewing quarterly reports when security called. Sir, we have a situation. He found Tae-sung at the bar, harassing the bartender. Where's Yuri? I know she's here. Sir, you need to leave. The bartender, young, nervous. Don't fucking sir me. Get Yuri, now. Min-jun approached. You were told not to come back. Tae-sung spun. His eyes were bloodshot, desperate. I need to see her. We need money. Her brother. Lower your voice. Fuck you. Tae-sung's hand slammed on the bar. You think you can keep her from me? She's mine. The debt's mine. This whole fucking mess is your fault. Yes, I'm aware. Tae-sung lunged. Min-jun caught his wrist mid-swing, twisted. Not enough to break, but enough to teach. Tae-sung dropped to his knees, gasping. Sada, you're hurting me. I'm stopping you. There's a difference. Min-jun's voice was surgical. Cold. You have 3 seconds to leave. I need 3. Just let me... 2. The office door opened. Yuri appeared, drawn by the commotion. She saw Tae-sung on the ground, Min-jun's hand on his wrist. Let him go, she said quietly. He was about to assault my staff. I said let him go. Min-jun released him. Tae-sung scrambled up, cradling his wrist, and immediately moved toward Yuri. Baby, we need to talk. Kim's people came to the apartment. They said, not here. She glanced at Min-jun. Can I have 5 minutes? No, Min-jun said. It's not a request. They stared at each other. Yuri's jaw was set, eyes hard. She wasn't asking permission. She was informing him. Min-jun gestured to his office. In there, door open. You have 5 minutes. They disappeared inside. Min-jun stationed himself where he could hear everything. They moved the deadline, Tae-sung said. End of week, Friday. If we don't pay, they're going after Jin-woo. I know. You know, how do you... They called the facility. Told me yesterday. Silence. Why didn't you tell me? Tae-sung's voice broke. What difference would it make? You just lose it faster at the tables. That's not... I'm trying to win it back. You've been trying for 2 years. Her voice cracked. You've lost everything. My savings, my jewelry, my... She stopped. We're out of options. What about him? Tae-sung gestured toward where Min-jun stood. Rich bastard's been sniffing around you for weeks. Ask him. I can't. Why not? You fuck him, he pays. Simple. The slap echoed. Tae-sung touched his face. I'm stunned. Get out, Yuri said. Baby, I didn't mean... Get out! Tae-sung looked at her. Really looked. Saw something that made him step back. You already asked him, he whispered. Didn't you? Yuri said nothing. And he said yes. Taesung's laugh was ugly. Of course he did. White knight with a fucking checkbook. He offered. I said no. Why? Because I'm not for sale. We're all for sale, Taesung shouted. Wake up. Your brother's organs are for sale. You think dignity matters when they're cutting him open? Min-jun appeared in the doorway. Time's up. Fuck your time. Security moved in, grabbed Taesung by both arms. He struggled. Yuri, don't let him do this. We can figure it out. We always... They dragged him toward the exit. If you touch her again, Min-jun called after him, on voice carrying across the club. I won't stop at hurting your wrist. Taesung twisted back. You think you're better than me? You're a fucking gangster. At least I don't pretend... The door slammed. Silence. Yuri stood in the office doorway, trembling. He's right, she said. About which part? All of it. She met his eyes. You can't save me. The money won't fix this. It'll just... make it worse. I know. You keep saying that. Then why? Because watching you die slowly is worse than whatever comes after. Yuri's face crumpled. For a moment, Min-jun thought she might cry. Instead, she straightened. Friday, she said. They want the money Friday. 73,500,000 won. I know. How? I know everything, Yuri. The debt. The contract. The organ clause. I know Kim has buyers lined up. I know your brother's blood type. I know you've been drowning for 2 years while Taesung gambles away your life. She stared. Then you know paying it won't help. Kim will just find another way to own you. Yes. Min-jun stepped closer. Unless there's no debt to collect. What does that mean? He didn't answer. What does that mean? Her voice rose. It means Friday the debt disappears, one way or another. You can't, if you kill Taesung, they'll come after Jinwoo anyway. The contract... I'm not killing anyone. Then what? Go home, Yuri. Tell me what you're planning. No? Why not? Because, Min-jun said quietly, he'll try to stop me. And I can't let you do that. She searched his face. Whatever she saw there made her step back. You just made it worse, she whispered. Then she left. Min-jun stood alone. His phone buzzed. Park. Money's ready. What's next? Min-jun typed back, meet me tomorrow. Bring everything on Kim Jae-won. He looked at the empty doorway where Yuri had disappeared. Friday, 2 days. Time to end this. Thursday morning. Min-jun handed Kim's enforcer a briefcase containing 73,500,000 won in cash. They met at a seafood restaurant in Sinpodong, neutral ground. The enforcer counted it twice, methodical, then made a call. It's all here, he said into the phone. Pause. Yes, sir. He hung up, slid a document across the table. Debt cancellation, signed by Kim himself. Min-jun scanned it. Legal terminology? Debt satisfied in full. SEO Jinwoo and Seo Yuri released from all obligations. The original contract? Min-jun asked. Destroyed upon payment receipt, standard practice. Min-jun stood. Tell Kim we're square. He wanted me to ask, why'd you do it? She's just an employee. Min-jun didn't answer. Left 50,000 won for the tea neither of them had touched. He drove to the diamond room, found Yuri in the basement doing inventory. Now she looked up when he entered. It's done, he said. She froze. What's done? The debt. Paid. Jinwoo's safe. The clipboard slipped from her hands. Clattered on concrete. What did you? Her face drained of color. No, you didn't. 73,500,000 won. Paid this morning. You're free. Free? Her voice climbed. You think that makes me free? The contract's canceled. Kim confirmed, you don't understand. She grabbed his arm. You can't just pay Kim off. He doesn't work like that. Well, what? The debt's satisfied. Legally. Yuri laughed. It sounded like breaking glass. Legally? You think Kim cares about legal? She released him, stepped back. He had leverage. You just bought it from him. Now he'll want it back. Let him try. You're not listening. Her hands shook. Kim doesn't forget debts. He'll create new ones. Plant drugs on Jin-woo. Frame him for something, or... She stopped. Or what? Or come after you. Her eyes filled. You just painted a target on yourself. For me. For someone you barely know. I know enough. You know nothing. She was shouting now. You know what you read in reports. You don't know... Her voice cracked. You don't know why Taesung took that debt. Min-jun went still. Tell me. She shook her head. Yuri. Tell me. It was for Jin-woo's surgery. The words exploded out. 3 years ago, experimental treatment, European doctors, 45 million won. Insurance wouldn't cover it. Tears streamed down her face. Taesung took the loan. We were together 5 years. He said he'd handle it, and he did. The surgery happened. Min-jun felt the ground shift. It didn't work, Yuri continued. Jin-woo's condition didn't improve, but the debt remained. And Taesung, he started gambling because he couldn't cope. Because he'd bankrupted himself for nothing. She wiped her eyes. He's not a monster. He's just broken. And I stayed because leaving felt like erasing the one good thing he ever did. Silence. 2 years of abuse, Min-jun said slowly. For what? Loyalty to a debt? For guilt? She met his eyes. He destroyed himself trying to save my brother. How do I walk away from that? By surviving. At what cost? She gestured at the space between them. You paid 73,500,000 won. Kim will want 100 million won next, then 200 million won. He'll bleed you dry the way Taesung bled me. And when you're empty... Her voice dropped to a whisper. He'll come for Jin-woo anyway. Not if Kim's dead. Yuri's eyes widened. No! I can... No! She grabbed his jacket. You kill Kim, his crew retaliates. People die. Innocent people. Is that what you want? I want you safe. I was safe. Suffering, but safe? My brother was safe. She shoved him. You think you fixed something? You just broke everything. Then what should I have done? Watch? Yes, the word echoed. You should have watched and done nothing and let me handle it. Handle it how? By letting Taesung kill you slowly? If that's what it takes. They stared at each other, both breathing hard. I can't do that, Min-jun said quietly. Why not? Because I've watched too many people die slowly and I'm tired of it. Yuri's face crumpled. She sank against the wall, slid down to the floor. You don't understand, she whispered. The money doesn't matter. Aunt Kim called me this morning. Min-jun's blood went cold. What did he say? He thanked me. Said the debt's cleared, but he's always looking for quality employees. She looked up. He offered me a job. Hostess at his club. 5 million won a month. You said no. I said I'd think about it. Yuri? He knows about Jin-woo's facility. The exact room number. The night shift schedule. The security gaps. Her voice was dead. He said it would be a shame if anything happened, but employees' families get protection. The trap closed. He played us, Min-jun said. No. Yuri stood. He played you. I knew this would happen. I told you it would get worse. There has to be... There's nothing. You bought my debt. Now Kim owns us both. She walked past him toward the stairs. Where are you going? To call Kim back. Not accept his offer? Don't. She stopped. Didn't turn around. Please, Min-jun said. You know what the job actually is? Yuri's voice was hollow. What hostess means in Kim's clubs? Silence. So now you know the cost of your 73,500,000 won. She climbed the stairs. I hope it was worth it. Min-jun stood alone in the basement. His phone buzzed. Park? Kim's making moves. You need to see this. He didn't look at it, just stared at the empty stairwell, and realized Yuri was right. He'd made it worse. Friday, 2:17 a.m. Min-jun's phone shattered the silence. Kim Jae-won, calling personally. "We need to talk," Kim said. No greeting, no pretense. "About what?" "About the W73500,000 you just handed my boy." A pause. "And about the girl who played you." Min-jun sat up. "What are you talking about?" "Meet me. 1 hour. Sinpo Docks, Warehouse 7. Come alone, or don't come at all." The line went dead. The warehouse smelled like rust and seawater. Kim stood in the center, surrounded by 3 enforcers. He was 52, gray at the temples, expensive suit that didn't match the setting. "You got played," Kim said without preamble. "The debt was real. I verified." "The debt was real. The story wasn't." Kim pulled out a folder, threw it at Min-jun's feet. "Read." Min-jun picked it up. Bank statements, text message logs. Security footage timestamps. His blood went cold. "There is no experimental surgery," Kim said. "Never was. Jin-woo's condition is genetic, untreatable. No European doctors, no W45,000 treatment." Min-jun flipped through pages. Transfer records from 3 years ago. Tae-sung borrowed W47,000. But the money didn't go to hospitals, it went to Seo Yuri's personal account. "She took the loan herself," Kim continued. "Used Tae-sung's name, her brother, as collateral. Told Tae-sung it was for Jin-woo. He believed her. Took the fall." Kim lit a cigarette. "The money? Gone. Disappeared into offshore accounts we couldn't trace." "That's impossible. She's been suffering, playing victim?" Kim laughed. "Best actress I've seen. She's been running this con for 2 years. Tae-sung thinks he's protecting her." "You think you're saving her?" He exhaled smoke. "Meanwhile, she's got W47,000 sitting somewhere, watching you both bleed." Min-jun's hands shook. "Why tell me this?" "Because you just paid her debt with my money, and I want to know where she's going." "What?" Kim pulled out his phone. Security footage. Diamond room, basement exit. Timestamp, 6:47 p.m. Thursday. Yuri leaving through the back, suitcase in hand. 20 minutes after you paid me," Kim said. "She disappeared. Apartment cleared out. Brother's still at the facility. She left him. Tae-sung still drunk at his usual spot. She left him too." Kim stepped closer. "And you? She left you holding the bill for a debt she could have paid herself any time." The folder slipped from Min-jun's fingers. "The gambling, the bruises, the hospital bills, all real," Kim continued. "But not her story. Tae-sung gambles because she told him to. Keeps him desperate, violent, useful. Makes her look like a victim. The bruises?" Kim shrugged. "Some self-inflicted. Some from Tae-sung when she pushed him far enough. All calculated." "I don't believe—" "Train station. Platform 7. 1 hour ago." Kim showed another video. Yuri, no makeup, different clothes, walking without the limp. Confident, whole. She checked her watch, smiled at something on her phone. No fear, no pain. No trace of the broken woman Min-jun thought he knew. "She's got your W73500,000, her original W47,000, and a clean slate," Kim said. "While you're left looking like a fool and Tae-sung still drinking himself to death." Min-jun couldn't speak. "I want my money back," Kim said quietly. "Not from you, from her. And you're going to help me find her." "Why would I?" "Because she played you worse than she played him. And men like us?" Kim's smile was cold. "We don't forget being made fools." Min-jun looked at the scattered papers. Bank transfers, text logs. A 3-year plan executed perfectly. "If I tell you, you'll do something, and if you do something, it'll get worse." She'd warned him, she'd told him exactly what would happen, and he'd done it anyway. "Where is she?" Min-jun's voice was hollow. "That's what we're going to find out." Kim gestured to his men. "But first, we talk to the boyfriend. He knows something. They always do." They left the warehouse together. Min-jun's phone buzzed. Unknown number, text message. "Thank you for everything. I'm sorry it had to be this way, but you were right about one thing. I was drowning." Now I can finally breathe. Why? Below it, a photo. Yuri at an airport, smiling. Free. Min-jun stared at it until Kim pulled the phone from his hands. Now you understand, Kim said. She didn't need saving, she needed a mark. And Min-jun had been perfect. They found Tae-sung at a pojangmatcha at 4:13 a.m., drowning in soju. Kim's men dragged him to the warehouse. Zip-tied him to a chair, threw water until he sobered. Where is she? Kim asked. Tae-sung blinked. Saw Min-jun in the shadows. Laughed, broken, wet. You too? She got you too? The W-47,000,000, Min-jun said. Tell me about it. Took it for Jinwoo's surgery, European treatment. She showed me medical reports, doctor consultations. There was no surgery. Min-jun threw the folder at his feet. The money went into her account. Tae-sung stared at the papers. His face cycled through confusion, denial, realization. No, she wouldn't. The bruises, His voice broke. I hid her for 2 years. Because I thought it was my fault. Because the surgery failed. She let me. Why would she? Because it made you the monster, Kim said. Made him the hero. Classic misdirection. But Jinwoo, her brother's real. And she abandoned him, Min-jun said. In 3 weeks, the facility discharges him to state care. Tae-sung crumpled. Everything was for him. She said, everything was for her. Kim lit a cigarette. Jinwoo was a prop, like you, like him. Silence, just ragged breathing. I destroyed myself for her, Tae-sung whispered. Lost everything, became a monster. You were always a monster, Min-jun said quietly. She just gave you permission. Tae-sung lunged against restraints. You weren't there. You didn't see her crying at 3 a.m. Didn't hold her after. It was real. Some of it was real. Was it? Min-jun crouched. The night I saw you hit her, did she provoke you first? Say something calculated? Push until you snapped. Tae-sung's silence answered. Where would she go? Kim demanded. She has no one, just us. That's what she... Tae-sung stopped. Wait, 4 months ago. A call, she spoke English, said wrong number. But after, she smiled. First time in months. Min-jun pulled out his phone, zoomed on Yuri's airport photo. Incheon International signage visible. Gate 100's International Terminal. Kim made calls, 3 minutes. SEO Eugene, Singapore flight, departed 11:47 p.m., landed 2 hours ago. Singapore, no extradition for debt crimes. Years of planning, Min-jun said. We all played our parts perfectly. Kim cut the zip ties. You're free, debt's paid. Tae-sung stood, swaying, looked at Min-jun. She thanked me. The first night I hit her. Said, thank you. I thought it was shock, but she was thanking me for becoming what she needed. He walked out. Min-jun and Kim stood in silence. What now? Kim asked. Min-jun stared at Yuri's photo. Her smile, her freedom. Now, nothing. You're letting her go? Some people can't be saved. They were never drowning. Min-jun pocketed his phone. They were swimming. We were just stepping stones. Kim studied him. Most men would chase. I'm tired of chasing ghosts. Min-jun walked toward the exit. The W-73 to 500,000, Kim called. Consider it tuition, expensive lesson. He left. Kim smiled, made a call. The girl, Seo Yuri, Singapore. I want eyes on her. When the time's right, remind her debts aren't always about money. Some lessons cost W-730 500,000. Others cost everything. Min-jun sat in his office. Same desk, same view. Different man. The diamond room thrived. He'd stopped looking at employee files. Stopped seeing ghosts in bandaged hands. His phone rang. Park. Sir, final report on Seo Yuri. She's dead. Min-jun went still. What? Singapore police found her 3 days ago. Apartment fire. Body identified through dental records. Accidental? Officially, yes. Unofficially, Kim's people were in Singapore 2 weeks prior. Min-jun closed his eyes. Does Tae-sung know? He told me. He's at Jinwoo's facility now. The care facility smelled like antiseptic. Room 247. Tae-sung sat beside Jin-woo's bed, holding the boy's hand. Jin-woo slept, fragile, surrounded by monitors. She paid for a year before she died, Tae-sung said without looking up. Full advance, anonymous, but I know it was her. Min-jun stood in the doorway. I visit twice weekly now, read to him, tell stories. Tae-sung's voice cracked. Someone should be here. You're sober. 8 months, got promoted. He looked up. Doesn't change what I did. No, it doesn't. Do you think she ever loved us? Min-jun considered. I think she loved survival more. That's not an answer. It's the only one I have. Tae-sung looked at Jin-woo. The fire wasn't an accident. Kim killed her. Probably. Good. Pause. No, not good. I don't know. His shoulders sagged. I wanted her destroyed. Now she's dead, and I feel empty. That's closure. Never feels how you expect. Silence. Just Jin-woo's breathing, steady and mechanical. What now? Tae-sung asked. We live. Pay debts the slow way. Visit people we abandoned. Try to be better. Is that enough? It has to be. 2 weeks later, a package arrived. Singapore postmark. Inside, USB drive and a note. If you're reading this, I'm probably dead. Here's the truth you deserve. Min-jun played the video. Yuri, no makeup, just exhaustion. You want to know if it was real? Answer. All of it and none of it. I loved Jin-woo. That was never a lie. The surgery? Lie? But the desperation? Real. She looked away. Back. 12 people over 6 years. Started with medical bills. Became easier than honesty. Then became all I knew. Flat voice. Matter of fact. Tae-sung was supposed to be different. Thought I could love and use him. Can't split yourself like that. Made him monstrous. And you, supposed to be easiest. Rich, guilty, savior complex. Instead, hardest. You saw me. Really saw. Didn't look away. She wiped her eyes. The money's gone. Donated to 12 facilities across 6 countries. Everyone returned anonymously, including Jin-woo's. 5 years covered. She stood. I don't want forgiveness. But know this, I didn't escape anything. Every face haunts me. Every lie compounds. Running forever? Not freedom. Just a different cage. She reached for the camera. If Kim finds me first, debts get paid. If not, tell Jin-woo his sister was complicated, but loved him. Always true. Video ended. Min-jun sat in darkness. She'd known Kim would come. Known she'd die. Still sent the money. Still told truth. He put the drive in his desk with her file. Called Tae-sung. She left a message for Jin-woo. Says she was complicated but loved him. That people break before they learn to bend. Silence. Is that forgiveness? No, understanding. Not the same. He hung up, looked at the city. Yuri was ash. Kim still ran his empire. Tae-sung visited his brother. Min-jun still counted money. Nothing fixed, nothing resolved. But still breathing, still trying. Still paying debts that couldn't be measured in currency. His phone buzzed. New employee application. Young woman 24 needs flexible hours for family. He looked at her photo, saw nothing, saw everything, saw 1,000 ways people survive. He closed the file, called HR. Hire her, but full background check. Deep, everything. Yes, sir. He hung up, went back to counting. Because work continued. Debts continued. Life, complicated, cruel, occasionally merciful, continued, always.